There we go. All right, Richard, thank you so much for taking the time to meet with me today. We chatted a little bit earlier about your experience, kind of what you're looking for next steps. So I'm going to go ahead and just let you tell me a little bit about you and your work history.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. My name is Richard, Richard Thompson. Most people call me RJ just because it's a bit of an easier sell on that front. I'm pretty laid back all in all as a person, very amicable in regards to communication, pretty happy guy all in all. Work history, I've done a variety of things. I began my career in late early 2020s, and I'd done some basic, kind of entry level job stuff, cashiering, clerking, standard, sweeping, backroom, stocking kind of stuff. And then eventually I transitioned in 2023 into event technicianry for the city of New Smyrna Beach. Really enjoyed that job. It's very fun. I got to enjoy a lot of the individual events that the city put on for, and really enjoyed the aspect of helping people get to have like the good moments in their lives. You saw a lot of weddings, a lot of individual like celebrations, like holidays. It was very fun all in all. Eventually I decided that, I'm been doing a lot of blue collar work, and I got an opportunity to do some more white collar like salesman stuff. And I was like, okay, I've never tried that before. I'll see how that goes, because I've heard, you can make a lot of money, I can get out of the sun, I'm like, okay, whatever, right? I try that, it doesn't really go well, and that's okay, right? After that point, I kind of do some kind of like standard gig work for about a year or so, right? Roughly the point of view of a year, that's the gap there. Until I eventually got a job with Procter Loan Protector as an insurance loss draft associate, which essentially means that I would be working in an office, 5 days a week, doing kind of standard white collar work kind of stuff. You would call people on the phone to deliver some bad and or good news regarding their insurance claim funds. Like the mortgage would have to, a lot of interactions between various legal entities. Very fun from a detail oriented standpoint. I really enjoyed the information side of that, because it was I just found it very satisfying to kind of help people solve these puzzles that like were very complicated with between the insurance and the mortgage side of things. After that point, I kind of lost a client, and it was essentially we were at a survival rate of roughly 5% for all of their respective like training classes, right? And the way that it was essentially phrased was, okay, we lost a major client. We're going to have to do some serious downsizing. So several of my individual compatriots and like coworkers had been let go and or fired and or quit within that time over, we're talking like 3 weeks, until I kind of was like, okay, I don't want to be fired. I'd rather resign than that aspect of things. So now I'm kind of out of a job. So I'm looking for various things. Really enjoy a variety of work. So
all right. And then when you talked about some of the blue collar positions, like, do you consider yourself hands-on, like, like maintenance things, like around your place where you live, your families?
My father he was a handyman for many years, so I kind of grew up, maintaining the yard, doing a variety of individual like house chores, plumbing, painting. When I was at the city of New Smyrna, they had me do a variety of like improvement aspects of things, some installations of some various like mirrorings, like, exit signs. I've done individual like painting. I've not done in depth like maintenance work in terms of like electrical, plumbing, HVAC. I've not done any of the like licensed things, but I've done a lot of the kind of like general standard work. I know
like
how to.
If someone were to show you how to do something, you pick up that type of skill rather quickly.
Yeah, I have I don't know if I call it an eidetic memory, but I have a really good grasp of when things occur. I learned the loss draft associate job with the various like interactions between the states and mortgages and insurance in a month or so.
Okay.
That was very fun. But yeah, I can do most things if it's shown to me.
Okay. So I feel like that's important to note that that you learn quickly. So if you were doing like an online training course, is that how it was at Procter?
It was both an in-person and an online. It was kind of
Mhm,
like a hybrid thing. You could always ask questions over these like on
mhm,
these Teams calls here, and you could also like do various training activities to like get it.
mhm,
You take a couple practice calls. You act like the client. You had a lot of time to kind of figure out what specific
mhm,
because it was very in depth overall the
mhm.
like bylaws and things. But yeah, I picked things up pretty quickly all in all.
Okay. So the position that we talked about earlier today, was a position in Port Orange. I understand that you are close by. We talked a little bit about the schedule, and that was okay with you.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's more.
Okay, perfect. And then you mentioned something at the beginning of the call here, so I want to clarify. This position is going to be inside and outside, so
Mhm.
it is going to be out in the sun a little bit. If you are out there doing that secondary part of the job with the fueling, once that part of the business gets ramped up, you would be outside. Tell me what your thoughts are on that at this point.
Perfectly fine. Yeah.
Okay.
The event technician job was inside outside.
Yeah.
I did the weeds. The most days, if they were like large outdoor events, it's kind of an all day thing. So
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And then as far as we talked about learning, so this position would require a pretty in-depth learning about how to fuel airplanes. So I mean it's not just filling up the old Ford out at the Circle K. It's a little bit different. So it does require some different types of training. So I appreciate the fact that you mentioned that you do pick up training, rather well. And then how do you feel like when you worked with the city of New Smyrna, like rapport with coworkers, rapport with your guests that were there for the different events? Do you feel, more introverted that you wouldn't reach out to talk to people, or do you feel that you are more that, hi, how you doing, and strike up a little conversation?
I like to strike up little conversations. I've in nearly every job I've worked, I've gotten very high praise from customers at nearly every turn. At City of New Smyrna, I was, kind of like people would request me, hey, I know we did a individual event we had here a couple months ago. There was a guy there who's very helpful. Can I get him again on shift? And
Mhm.
that was very nice. And at the Proctor job, I've had multiple clients over the phone, and these are people who are in very frustrating situations. When they get inevitably solved, they're like, hey, can you please like send me a survey with this? Because I feel like you're the first person I've really talked to. That kind of gets where I'm coming from on this one. Is there any
Okay.
way I can call you back? And I'm like, "Ah, I'm so sorry, but I can't. I can give you a survey though."
Mhm.
That was very fun. I really like those relationships with
Okay.
customers passing through.
Well, I feel like you're a versatile candidate. Like, I feel like you could do, something technical. I feel like you could do something office related. You could do something, maintenance, mechanical, like all of those different things. So I'm really glad that we took the time to meet and chat a little bit more. But I have some more questions to talk to you about. So I'm going to stop this part of the interview, but don't go anywhere. A few more things to chat about.